Okay, so what happened from there?
We came back to Macon. I started cooking it up. We started putting it out. Then when I hired.
Hold on, you say you started cooking it up?
We started cooking it up. What we do, we had the microwave.
But before you started cooking it though, you say you started out, it was only cocaine.
Yeah.
So what year was that?
That was 80. It was 86. I'm gonna say it was 86. It was 86 when we started. But I'm moving too fast. It was 86 when we started. But we were just going all powder. We were going all powder at first.
You were doing powder from 85 to 86?
From 85 to 86, we doing powder up until probably 87. We did powder from 86 to 87, I put it like that. And one day somebody come in, I went to California, I tell you that, I went to California. When I went to California, because that's where I started out in California. I went back to California, I did child support, and I went to California with the same guy that sold me the key. He took me up there and said, if you can go to California and sell up here, you can sell anywhere in Macon. You can sell, you go back to Macon, sell anywhere in Macon. So I started up there selling in California, I came back to Macon.
Hold on. You said the guy that you bought the key from in Florida, he took you to California to start selling? Not to go buy nothing to bring back to Georgia, but to start selling what you buy from him in California?
Yep.
Tell me about that.
Okay, the California move was, I went to jail for child support for 90 days, and when I got out, he was on the way to California. He talked to me on the phone. He said, when you get out, you might well come on to California with me. He said, come up there and I'll put you down and teach you how the game go. So when I got to California, me and went to California. We was already there too. We had been doing.
What part of California?
We went to Los Angeles. We went to Los Angeles, California. We stayed up there for about 2 years with him. We went up there and I say we went up there in 83 and 84. And I came back to Macon in 85. And I started on my own. We went to California with him. We stayed up there for a year and a half. We came back to Macon. That's when I started sampling people, sending out samples all over Macon, let people know what I was gonna do. And after that,
okay, so the time you was in California, it basically like you was in California in training.
Yeah.
So you went and spent 2 years in California when it was just powder, and it was in the early 80s, before 85.
Yeah, we've been powdered. We've been powdered for a while. It's always been powdered from the beginning. We California for powder, learned the game, came back to Macon in 85. From 85.
How was you able to sell drugs in California not being from there?
Because when you got the heart I got, I was a nice guy. It was the Crips. I was sold Crip, Bloods, everybody up there. Because my personality, they take me in, people take me in quick because how nice I was.
You went and post up in their neighborhood?
Post up in the neighborhood. We was on Crenshaw and Fifth Avenue. We were selling on Fifth Avenue. That's Crips, that's Crip area. But in the Crip store, we go out and tell them what we selling, they were coming up buying. But I was so cool with them, I was always, they loved talking to me, kicking it with me, laughing with me. And after that, after we selling to them, we coming up. They opened up a crack house up there too, in California.
So you with the Haitians, and it's the Haitians who
No, it's my people that put me down. When I told them one day what she had to do, they was up there, they left and went up there to open up.
Okay, the people who was coming to your girlfriend's house every weekend?
Yeah, they went to California.
Okay, and you went with them?
Yeah, after I got out of jail, they called me and told me to come up there with them. So I go with them, and we putting it on up there. We get it on, we making money up there, we get it on, until they decide they started crossing me. They fell in love with a lot of women up in California, women.
How much money you made doing that?
I was making them at least anywhere from 90 to 120,000 a week up there. That was my spot. It was a powder spot on it. And they had the rock house up on the hill. I had to take the rocks up there and get the money. The rock house probably was making about 160,000 a week. So I was furnishing both spots, and I had to go work. I'm working him, taking rocks there and coming back down to my spot and still. And I had to stay in there all day, all night. It was 24 hours a day. I ain't had no off days.
How much of that was profit every week?
It was all profit for them. For them.
What about you? What you?
Mine, they were paying me $600 a week when I first got there. Then it jumped up to $1,000 a week. After I found out from people that was in California that was selling for other people, they said the going rate up here is $1,000 a week. So they boosted me to $1,000 a week, but I'm making you all this money. And what got me, they started bringing all these pretty women over there with jewelry on their neck, BMWs in the yard, and they buy them everything, but they ain't doing nothing for me.
And you making all the money.
I'm making all the money, so now I'm getting mad. But the girl that I told her taught me the game, she there with me too. And see, I'm green, I don't know, I ain't thinking about it. I'm making your money, and every time you come there, you can lift up your sofa, and I'm got all this money and give it to you. And I ain't counting, I ain't do nothing, because that's how loyal I was with your money. I'm just gonna make it and whatever. But now I see you bring, I didn't know. She said, you see all these girls coming, he doing that for them. Jerry, do you know how much money you making a week up him? I said, no, man, that's his money. I ain't studying that stuff. That's his. He just paid me my $600 a week. I'm good. She said, Jerry, count that money one day, man. She said, you making that man every bit of money from $90,000 to $130,000 a week, man. I said, I ain't making that much money. I ain't know I was making that much money. She said, yes, you will. She said, count that money one morning. So one morning, every time people knock on the door all that night, I'll put all the 20s, all the 10s, all the 50s, all the 100, everything together. And I started counting that money that morning. I was at I had $93,000 at that weekend. I said, God damn, she right. These jokes paying me $600 a week. Girls coming with jewelry on, they got cars, and I'm still just sitting here 24 hours a day. Only time I get to go out is on Sunday for about 2 hours, go to the mall, buy a pair of tennis shoes, and come back. But you doing all the things, so now I'm mad now. But they kept feeding me this little trick game, like, man, we know you old country boy from Macon, Georgia, man. We're gonna take you back down to Macon. We're gonna get you a big old house. We're gonna go, you know the house is cheap in Macon. We're gonna get you a house, we're gonna get you a car. You know, I'm going for all the smile, old. Here they gonna get me a car. See, Jerry, that man fooling you. That's the game that makes you keep pumping this stuff for it. So now I get mad.
What happened then?
He come there one day, I said, man, I'm through with this junk, man. I got my stuff from under I had saved the money, I saved $6,000. I had up under my mattress. I was looking
you said 6,000 or 60?
6,000.
Okay.
6. So I got the 6,000. I said, man, sell me 6,000 for $1,000 a piece. And man, don't leave, man. They were trying to keep me from leaving, trying to get me from leaving. I said, man, I ain't doing it, man. Y'all buying these girls, doing all this stuff, man. I'm breaking my neck, man. I said, I want out of this, man, right now. Do I go buy with somebody? So they sold me 6 ounces. I go down to the hotel room down the road, and I get a room. And the guy that was cooking the stuff up for them and making stuff for them, doing all this, man, he was real tight, because he was a junk anyway. So I called him, I tell him his name, I can tell you, his name was Joan. Joan would come down to the hotel room. I said, man, every 10 customers you bring me, I'll give you one on the house. So he just started running all the customers to me. And I started coming up from right there. But then they started telling me, if I don't do this, I'm gonna do, they're gonna do this to me, they're gonna do that to me, they're gonna do this. I don't feel nothing, I ain't never feel nothing. So, but I said, all right, I leave them out there, I go on the other side of California and go stay in somebody's house. I'm in there, but the people at the house were playing games with me. They telling me, the people don't want to see you. Here's all the dope. We'll sell and bring the money back to you, but the whole house was a base house. Everybody there getting high. I ain't stupid. I said, oh no, I'm out of here. So I get up out there, I leave that house. I walk all the way back to the hotel again. I stay in the hotel room for about a good week. That's what I decided. I said, I got to get out of here. So she called her sister. Her sister stayed in Philadelphia.
Your girlfriend?
Yeah. So her sister, but we flew to Philadelphia. I put the dope on her. We going to the airport where I like not be talking to this Jerry, we'd have got caught. We fly to Texas, we had to get a layover. We get down there, I done told her to keep that. She keep the dope on her, because that's how they did it. They tie the keys around women and fly them on the plane. And they, back in them days, she had 6 ounces on her, but when I went looking, she took the ounces out and put them back in the suitcase. And they were going through the machine, the lady said, stop it. She stopped me, I'm looking right at it too. 6 ounces of red with black socks, and I'm oh shoot. But it was a black girl in the machine. My first intent was to knock that black girl out, grab the dope, and run to the barrel and try to dump it off before they catch me. But the black girl kept looking at me, she looking at me. She says, go on running. So she running on through, she don't say nothing. We go, we walk down, I'm chewing out and cussing out about that. cussing out. Man, you know darn well you ain't supposed to put that stuff in there. You look at that girl, let her go. But now I'm thinking that girl might be gone finna catch us at it. But she never told. We flew on to California, and we flew on to Philadelphia. When we got to Philly, her sister was a lady up there, and her sister know, and she knew that her dad used to go with back in the day. She the big girl up there in Philly, but she had got on it real bad. She wasn't doing it no more. So then she introduced me to all her customers. I'm in Philadelphia. That's why I should have stayed. Philadelphia, I was steadily coming up. My name was Steady Rain. I'm steadily coming. I'm in this project. I'm making all kind of money in Philly.
But how you had your supply? You were going back and forth?
I go back and forth to California and get it from there.
Okay.
And come back, cause his brother was up there too. Man, his brother was cool. His brother was selling it to me. And I'll fly on back to go back to Philly. And now I'm in Philly. I'm slowly coming to life. I'm coming.
How long you get it on in Philly?
I got on in Philly for about a year and some months. Until the mob came, that's when the Philadelphia mob came up on me. Philadelphia mob knows I was down in the project getting money. So they sent some of the hitmen down there. Hitman come down and tell me, he said, look, we've been hearing about you for months now. You down here making money, but we want you to know, my boss told me to come tell you, you can't buy nothing from nobody but us. And every time you make profit, you gotta split that with us. And if you don't want to do it other ways, so we're gonna come and get your answer tomorrow. But as of now, they had left a car down there with a trunk up. When we leave, you go look down that trunk, and then we'll come back and get your answer tomorrow. So when they left, I was telling the girl, don't go down there, Jerry. I said, shit, I gotta see what's in the trunk. So when I walked down, there's a man there with a bullet, shot him in between the eye with his eyes open. I walked back up there and looked at that. When they get dark, we out of here. When they hit dark, we were on the interstate.
So you telling me they left a dead body in the trunk for you to go look at?
Yeah, for me to look at, yeah.
Oh, they weren't playing?
They weren't playing, they were kind of, because I was slowly taking over, and they weren't going for that, so they had to, they reel me in. Nope.
You left the same night?
I left the same night.